So this last video for this syllabus is on chapter 11. How do we respond to tensions from security impacts of globalization? We're going to focus on two big themes, cybersecurity and transnational terrorism. Now, for cybersecurity, the impacts, you should know that cybersecurity means hacking, going into government websites to try and get secrets and to also attack infrastructure. Now, the impact is that cyber criminals can actually gain access to government networks for secret information concerning a country. For example, Edward Snowden leaked many intelligence secrets from the United States out in 2013. Now, cyber criminals can also attack critical infrastructure by creating widespread crisis in power plants, water treatment, and transport. Because there have been cases in Russia whereby they were able to control the computers that run the power plants and could cause a power shortage in a whole area just because they were able to hack into the power plant's computer system. I do think that you should go and Google and find out which were the cases that happened, especially for this case where cyber criminals attack critical infrastructure. Now, if it attacks businesses, trade secrets could be leaked out, or you could even siphon the money from the bank. For individuals, what can cyber criminals do? They can actually have identity theft, pretending to be like you, causing unauthorized transactions to occur, whereby they transfer money across from your account to their own account, and even taking your account and doing cyber attacks, putting the blame on you. So that's that. Now, some countries have tried to manage it, and Singapore is one example. They want to build a resilient infrastructure to ensure that essential services are protected. So for now, civil service, which means the government sector, has tried to delink all their computer systems so that some services can be accessed through the government laptops that are issued to the workers, but other workers are not able to access internet because it is a cyber security threat. Another management initiative is to create a safer cyberspace by promoting good practices among industries and community. So having campaigns, explaining to people what cybersecurity means, and to give awards and prizes for industries and companies that have been able to make cyberspace safe. Now, how do you make a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem means to have more people with the right skills and attitudes and abilities to be able to counter the security threats. This is through research and development, through scholarships, and collaborating with other countries or other partners, so that we will have a pool of ready people who are able to deter cyber attacks and would know what to do in the event of a cyber attack. We could also work with other countries, for example, the Asia Pacific Computer Emergency Response Team. When a cyber attack occurs, we could work with other countries in this response team to find a solution to solve the problem and to remove perhaps the spyware or the virus that's being spread to different computers all around the world. And this is actually part of the National Cybersecurity Master Plan 2018. If you want, please Google this National Cybersecurity Master Plan to find out more. Now let's talk about transnational terrorism. It means terrorism that goes across borders, and it could cause harm and violence. There's increased terror attacks across the world due to increased terrorist materials online and the ease of coordination of operations and funding. One major attack was the 9/11 attack in 2001 of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. impact is that now self-radicalization is now more common, inspired by extremist propaganda through social media. And they join the cause because they feel that they are being marginalized in their country, or they are being targeted because they are Muslim, or they are a particular race or religion, and they feel that they are being mistreated. And so the impact is that there might be loss of lives, increased fear, and the need for security. And there's also this discrimination of certain groups of people, this unfair generalization. For example, as I mentioned just now, there's an unfair generalization that Muslims are usually terrorists, which is untrue, because in this time and age, many of them claim to be part of the Islamic state, which puts the Muslim community in a very bad light. It might also cause social instability when there's chaos and panic, and there's people trying to fight against this. Now, what are the management ways that we can do to solve this? Is through preventive measures, protective measures, and responsive measures. Preventive means preventing the terror attack from happening. Okay, so the terror attack has not happened yet. We could do more border checks, or we could have a list that puts people who are at risk of being terrorists, to stop them from flying, or to work with different organizations and companies, or even the society, to help them to see how to contribute towards preventing a terrorist attack. Protective measures means measures by the government to protect the country against the terror threat. So as these different examples put over here. Responsive is basically preparing for a response to a threat that has happened. It could be a chemical warfare, it could be a terrorist attack, or it could be something that's responding to fires and stuff like that due to the terrorist threat. So these are the different measures they can take. So this is a very brief summary of Chapter 11, Security Impacts of Globalization. If you want to find more info, go to your textbook or Google and find out more information about how different countries deal with cybersecurity and transnational terrorism.